Hi everyone, it's me again. I've done loads of videos on my diagnosis and my experiences, so I hope I've given you some insight and hopefully some good advice. I did a special video on mental health issues because, as you all know, well, hopefully most of you know, that it's Mental Health Awareness Day on Saturday this week. So I just thought I wanted to do a video basically. And now I'm going to do a video, well, a short video on CV building and gaining employment. Well, hopefully it would be, in an ideal world, it would be good for you to start off having experience in the work industry when you're still maybe at secondary school, which I got the chance to do in year 10. I think most secondary schools do it anyway. They do work placements, so I chose care industry, because as you all know, that's where my passion lies, in care. So I was working in a nursery, and at that time the owners of the nursery owned a childminding business too, so I was at both settings. This was really good experience because this was, well, one of the first times I've actually been in a proper work setting. So I met all the children, met all the parents, got to talk to them, talk to the other staff members, joined in activities, planned activities. Didn't have to, but I wanted to just get involved more. So that was good. That started off my confidence building. Also, part of my GCSE, I did one day a week in a chosen work placement. That's when I worked in a special needs school. There were children from the ages of 2 years up until 18 years. So I worked in all different classes, especially the younger classes, because my passion lies in the, well, below 11 years really. I met loads of different unique children, just played with them really, just helped them with their school routine really, and each child was unique and individual, so I got to find out, you know, what makes them happy, what makes them sad, what they dislike, what they like. Got to also talk to other staff members, went through the paperwork side, what they have to do each day. Just follow and enjoy the school routine really. Since after sixth form college, I've been in working in nurseries. I've worked in the baby room quite a few years. I've worked in special needs schools like I did in for my GCSEs. I've also worked in the care with the elderly industry. So basically I've worked with all ages, from newborn right until end of life. In each job I've had, I've had loads of different experiences, and it helps my confidence. I've been on loads of courses, which also I enjoy learning, unlike at school when I couldn't care less about learning. So basically I want to, I know this is, now I've just talked about my experience, but I want to also give you advice too. So if you can, volunteer first in your chosen work profession, and then see see if you've been there a few years volunteering, you might be able to get your foot into the doorway and hopefully, if you're lucky, get employed. And just that's a good way to gain experience, confidence. Also CV building. Because I've been in childcare and the elderly, I've had to adapt my CV for what I was doing. So if I wanted to apply for work with the elderly, I wouldn't exactly put what I've done in my childcare. So I wouldn't exactly put childcare qualifications or what I've been doing with children, and vice versa. If I was looking for childcare positions, I wouldn't put how passionate I was about working with the elderly. So yeah, I put all my work experience and qualifications. If I volunteered, I put that because future employers love to see that you volunteered in places. I've also put a bit about myself. Also put a referee. So that's a person. They ring up if you get an interview and get offered the position. That's the person they ring up to ask how you are as a person and what you would do, how you would be as working in the setting, really. So yeah. Also, bit taboo subject. This is really strange too, but in the application forms, there is always an option of saying if you've got a disability. You don't have to disclaim this at that time, but it's alright if you want to. But I feel like because I've got dyspraxia, it's not a disability, so I put no on the option and then put at the bottom, I have a difficulty. If I have somewhere to put it, I might put I have a difficulty called dyspraxia and dyslexia, but it's not a disability. If I don't, and if I get offered the position, I might disclaim it at the interview. I used to think though, hiding it would be good, because if I get offered the position, I don't want to tell them that I've got dyspraxia and then they say, oh, I'm sorry, you haven't got the job, just because of my dyspraxia, really. So in some cases, early on in my adult life, I didn't like disclaiming it. But now I think it's useful for yourself and employers to, to let them know that you've got dyspraxia, because then they can help you adapt the routines you need. If you've got any worries or problems about your work and that you can't do something, you can tell your employer and it's no secret, really. So yeah, I think it's up to you if you tell them, but with my experience, I think you need to tell them. It shouldn't affect whether or not you would get the job or not, because at the minute now they've got disability and equal opportunities policy and procedures. By law they should have this in place at each work setting, but unfortunately, luckily I haven't found any work settings in my life that don't abide by those rules, but there are, unfortunately. But I'm really happy in my job. I have I have said to some of my work colleagues and my manager that I've got dyspraxia, and they put me at ease really, because they just say, well, so what? Which is really nice to hear, because they are listening to my needs, but they doesn't bother them really. And if you're good at the job, then why would it bother you or them really if you get the job done? So yeah, basically, just don't get disheartened if you can't find your dream job straight away. It doesn't happen overnight. Like everything, it takes a while. Yeah, and not all employers and colleagues will understand you. It's not their fault, it's just that they don't understand the condition really. And if they haven't heard of the condition, you could always like educate them really. And like earlier on in my life, I didn't want to claim anything about my dyspraxia because I felt like a failure. But now, you know, anybody who asks me about it, I just say it. I just say what I find hard, and doesn't matter really. So that's what I want. I want you all to understand that having a learning difficulty or need doesn't deteriorate your career or anything. It just might be hard, but you'll get there, and it's not easy for anyone really. But yeah, just keep on at it, keep doing what you're doing and be motivated, and yeah, thank you.